Welcome back to our channel, everyone. If you thought Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos couldn't top last year's Halloween madness, you're in for a spooky surprise. This year's Live with Kelly and Mark Halloween special was more than just fun costumes. It was full of chaos, laughter, and one unforgettable twist that left both the audience and crew speechless. So grab your pumpkin latte, sit tight, because this is a story you'll want to see till the very end. Let's dive in. The morning of October 31st, 2025, started like any other on Live with Kelly and Mark. The stage was decked out with cobwebs, cauldrons, fog machines, and an audience buzzing with excitement. Halloween was no ordinary holiday for Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. It was their show's Super Bowl. For years, the couple has taken things to outrageous new levels with elaborate skits and wild transformations. And this year, they promised something bigger than ever. As the cameras rolled, the crowd roared when Kelly and Mark made their first entrance, dressed as none other than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Kelly, in a sparkly silver bodysuit and a red lip, strutted to the center of the stage, while Mark appeared in full Kansas City Chiefs gear, complete with a fake Super Bowl ring and a playful grin. The resemblance was uncanny, and the audience was already losing it. But that was just the beginning. Within minutes, they dove into a dizzying series of quick changes, each one more over the top than the last. One moment they were Barbie and Ken from the pink-tinted 2023 movie. The next they were Gomez and Morticia Addams, with fog rolling in dramatically around them. The production value was insane even by live standards. Behind the scenes, however, things weren't as smooth as they looked on TV. Producers had been whispering about a mysterious secret costume segment that even some crew members weren't told about. Kelly, known for her perfectionism, had reportedly rehearsed a special reveal that only a handful of people were aware of, including her co-host and husband, Mark. That secrecy would soon lead to one of the most unexpected live TV moments of the year. As the show progressed, Kelly and Mark reminisced about past Halloween shows. "We've done over 74 costumes together." Kelly laughed, referring to their now legendary costume history. "And every year I swear we can't top it. And then somehow we do." Mark smiled knowingly but seemed distracted. He kept glancing backstage as if anticipating something. Later, it would be revealed that Mark had a surprise of his own, a secret costume reveal for Kelly. Neither of them knew the other had planned something spontaneous and unscripted. The next segment featured them as iconic duos: Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Shrek and Fiona, even Harry and Meghan. The makeup transformations were so detailed that fans on social media couldn't stop sharing clips. Hashtag Kelly and Mark Halloween 2025 quickly began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with thousands of viewers commenting on the couple's chemistry, humor, and commitment to their theme. And then it happened. Right before the final commercial break, Kelly announced, "Okay everyone, our next look is something no one has seen before." Not even Mark. Mark's eyebrows shot up. The audience laughed, assuming it was just part of the bit. But when the lights dimmed and Kelly disappeared backstage, there was a palpable shift in the air. A few minutes later, the lights came back up, and standing center stage was Kelly Ripa, dressed as none other than Mark Consuelos himself. The audience erupted in laughter. She wore a perfect replica of his signature suit, a wig that matched his hairstyle, and a fake 5 o'clock shadow. Her impression of his accent and mannerisms was spot on. "Hola, I'm Mark Consuelos," she said in a mock-serious tone, "and I'm just here to tell my wife she's the real MVP." Mark turned red but couldn't stop laughing. "You've got to be kidding me," he said, covering his face. The crew was cracking up behind the cameras. But just when Kelly thought she'd nailed the surprise, Mark grinned, took a deep breath, and said, "You know what, Kel? Two can play that game." The lights flickered again and Mark dashed backstage. Kelly, still laughing, looked confused as the producers scrambled. 30 seconds later, the doors burst open, and Mark came out dressed as Kelly Ripa. The crowd went wild. He wore a blonde wig, a sparkly dress, and even held a prop coffee cup labeled Kelly's Morning Fuel. The pair faced each other in mock horror as the audience chanted, "Kelly! Mark! Kelly! Mark!" It was easily one of the funniest moments ever captured on the show. But then, something completely unplanned happened. As Mark attempted to recreate one of Kelly's signature dance moves from earlier in the show, he slipped slightly on a piece of confetti left from a previous segment. The audience gasped. Kelly rushed toward him, but Mark quickly got up and laughed it off, assuring everyone he was fine. Still, the mishap created an awkward pause. The teleprompter was already queuing up the next script, but Kelly, ever the professional, decided to improvise. "See," she quipped, turning to the audience, "this is why I handle the choreography in this relationship." The crowd roared again and Mark bowed dramatically. The tension broke, but what no one realized was that the incident had accidentally delayed their next costume change, forcing the control room to reshuffle the running order. That's when the real twist began. The show's final plan segment, supposed to feature Kelly and Mark as legendary rock icons, had a missing prop, a replica of Elvis's guitar. One of the stagehands mistakenly placed it backstage in the wrong section, right next to a mysterious crate labeled "Backup Costumes, Do Not Open." When Kelly's assistant opened the crate in a rush, she froze. Inside was a completely different set of costumes, something neither host had approved. They were dressed as each other's future selves. According to an internal segment concept pitched weeks earlier and scrapped at the last minute, the producers had designed aged versions of Kelly and Mark, complete with gray hair, prosthetics, and outfits meant to imagine them as still hosting the show decades from now. Somehow, those costumes made their way back into the rotation. When Kelly and Mark were told they had only 30 seconds to change before going live again, they didn't even realize they were putting on the wrong outfits. And so, as the cameras came back, viewers were stunned to see Kelly and Mark transformed into elderly versions of themselves, wrinkled, gray-haired, and sitting in rocking chairs at a mock studio called Live with Kelly and Mark, 2055 edition. The audience didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Kelly played along brilliantly, saying in a shaky voice, "Welcome back, everyone. We've been hosting this show for 30 more years, and still haven't agreed on what's for dinner." Mark, equally quick on his feet, added, "At least we finally figured out how to use the teleprompter barely." It was supposed to be a 1-minute filler, but the chemistry was so genuine that producers decided to keep rolling. Viewers at home were enchanted, many posting that it felt oddly emotional, a glimpse into the couple's lifelong connection beyond the laughter. Then came the emotional twist. After the sketch ended, the studio lights dimmed, and a video montage began to play, without Kelly or Mark's knowledge. It was a surprise tribute organized by the crew, showing footage from every Halloween special they had done together since the early 2000s. Clips showed them as Cher and Sonny, as Game of Thrones characters, even as Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. Kelly's eyes welled up. Mark reached over and squeezed her hand. When the lights came back up, the audience was silent for a moment, then erupted into applause. "Okay," Kelly said, fighting back tears. "I wasn't ready for that." Mark smiled. "You never are, but you always nail it." The show ended not with a wild laugh, but with a warm, heartfelt hug between the two. An unscripted moment that fans later said was the real magic of Live with Kelly and Mark. But as always, there was one more surprise in store. Just before the credits rolled, Gelman, their longtime executive producer, walked on stage wearing his own Halloween outfit, a half Kelly, half Mark split costume. One side of him wore Kelly's glamorous dress, the other side, Mark's tailored suit. "I couldn't pick favorites," he said, spinning around as the audience howled with laughter. The camera caught Kelly laughing so hard she wiped away tears. "This is why we can never top ourselves," she said, still giggling. "Because the real monsters are behind the cameras." Later that evening, clips from the show exploded online. TikTok was flooded with short edits of Kelly's Mark impression and Mark's dramatic Kelly moment. Fans called it one of the best Halloween episodes in live history. But the internet being the internet, a few eagle-eyed viewers noticed something unusual in the background of one of the shots. An extra figure standing near the curtain during the Future Selves segment. Dressed in black and wearing a ghostly mask, the figure wasn't part of any known costume. The show's official team later clarified it was a lighting crew member accidentally caught on camera, but the eerie still image sparked conspiracy theories online. Some fans joked that Live with Kelly and Mark had been haunted for Halloween, while others claimed it was all part of a secret teaser for next year's show. Whether intentional or not, it added yet another mysterious twist to an already unforgettable broadcast. By the end of the day, #Kelly and Mark Halloween 2055 had over 10 million views, with fans praising the couple's humor, authenticity, and willingness to poke fun at themselves. Even celebrities joined the fun. Ryan Seacrest commented, "You two just won Halloween again." While Andy Cohen reposted their elderly sketch, writing, "This is so Kelly and Mark in 30 years. Behind the laughter, though, Kelly and Mark shared a quiet moment backstage after the cameras stopped. "You know," Kelly said softly, "if we really do end up like that, I think I'd still want to be sitting next to you." Mark smiled, brushing a strand of her hair away. "That's the plan." And just like that, the chaos of Halloween melted into something warm and real. The next morning, as fans still buzzed online about the show, Kelly posted a photo of her and Mark in their old age costumes on Instagram with the caption, "Still your hosts, even in 2055 Skull Red Heart, #LiveHalloween." Mark commented under it, "You'll still be stealing my spotlight then too." It got over 1 million likes in under 2 hours. Even Variety and People picked up the story, calling the episode a perfect mix of humor and heart. But for longtime fans, it wasn't the costumes or even the surprises that made it unforgettable. It was the way Kelly and Mark showed, yet again, that their bond, both on and off camera, is something special. As one fan wrote, "They didn't just win Halloween. They reminded us what real partnership looks like." And that perhaps was the greatest twist of all. And that's how Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos turned Live's 2025 Halloween special into pure television gold, filled with laughter, surprises, and a little bit of spooky magic. From hilarious costume swaps to emotional moments, they proved once again why they're TV's most beloved duo. What do you think was the best costume? Or the wildest twist? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity showdowns, entertainment news, and all the hidden behind-the-scenes drama. Until next time, stay spooky, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.